Hello and welcome back to FoolCraft, and my name's CJ. Right, today we're going to be getting a move on with the quest pack. Well, not so much the quests, but we're going to get moving forward with technology, and we're going to start with Ender.io. Now, you can see I haven't quite kept the garden the same as I'd left it in the previous episode, simply because I needed more things to be grown. Right, so what I want to do today then, we want to start on all the Ender equipment. Let me just drop these in here. So the first things first then, we're going to need to craft ourselves up well, power generation. We're going to have a look, see what this one from RF Tools does. We may end up doing a Sterling generator as well, but we're going to need a alloy smelter, a sag mill, and we're probably also going to need a vat and a farming station, but a farming station is going to require us getting the saw pack and the slice and splice, and for that we're going to need some heads. So first things first, we're going to want to craft up the alloy smelter. Now all these take the machine chassis, and these are iron ingots, iron bars, and the basic capacitors. The basic capacitors take gold nuggets. I'm probably going to need a few more than that. And we're also going to need copper and redstone. I'm going to probably need more than that. Right, so we've got that. We just need the copper, and the copper I've got upstairs. In fact, I've got quite a lot in here. Let's grab all of these. Head down. Get out of the weather. Right, so we want a couple of these. Probably going to make... Oh, I should have shift put that in, but I didn't. Probably going to make 9. Yeah, that'll do. Chuck those in there. So we've got 10 altogether. We're going to also need some iron bars. Let's get a couple of those. We're going to need a couple of cauldrons. I hope we only need 2 now. Probably need less than... We probably only need the 1, and I've just gone and made all those. We also need some furnaces, and I'm just going to craft 8 of those. Right, so we're going to need the machine chassis first. So let's just grab one of those for now. Make the alloy smelter. And then we've also got the sag mill. So we need some flint. Let's go ahead and craft us up another one of those. And drop off some of these metals as well. I'm going to have to start rearranging things. I'm already running out of space. Let's put those in there for now. And those are the ingots. There we go. So we're going to need 3 flint. Was it a sticky piston or a normal piston? Normal piston, so we don't need one of those. I've got the redstone. I've got the iron. And wood. Right, back to the crafting bench. Let's get a piston made. And then let's make the sag mill. There we go, so we've got the 2 main fundamental machines that you use, should I say. We could also make the painter machine, which would help us in the future with keeping things tidy. Just having a look here, I might just make a Sterling generator. We definitely need a vat, that's something else that we're going to require. We need 2 tanks. Now, I believe I do have 2 tanks already somewhere. It's just a case of me finding them. There they are. I know we've got them somewhere. Probably not going to need that furnace. So I'm going to have to replace these tanks at some point because I was using them. Oh, it takes electric steel, so yeah, we're gonna have to wait on that anyway, so that's just saved us those items. So let's place those in there. We'll also place those capacitors in there, and those. We'll pop that in there as well. Let's pop all these away. Wood. No. Cobblestone. Furnaces. I'll also place you guys in there as well. Right, and let me just go put this stuff away. I'll show you how much I've managed to gather as well with the way I've now got the storm set up. So you can see I've been doing the work, collecting as much as I can. So we'll have enough to move forward with mystical agriculture soon, I hope. Right, so we've got this coal generator. I think I might just create a Stirling generator just to be on the safe side. So we're going to need some sticks. Let's just grab some planks just in case. Where's the one? Cobblestone. Grab the iron. So what did we need for the Stirling generator? So we need another piston anyway, so we've got the cobblestone and the redstone. Let's make a piston. Then let's also make these basic gears, which is just cobblestone and sticks. I should have shift clicked, but I didn't. Do it again. Thank you. Right, and then it's just stone bricks. Now I've got plenty of stone bricks up here. There we go. Let's get a Stirling generator crafted. Furnace. Oh, picked up 2. Don't really want 2, but not mind. I'll only craft 1 of these anyway. So there we go, we've got the Stirling generator as well, just in case that doesn't generate enough power. I do tend to like using the Stirling generator. So let me pop all this back away. Drop you in there. We're going to need some of you. And I think the first bit of power that we're going to put in, just to operate these machines, is going to be up here. Where though am I going to put it? I kind of haven't left myself enough space. I'll tell you what, we'll just set it up here for a temporary measure for now. So, the Stirling generator, we'll pop you here. We'll pop the sag mill at this side, because I don't know how often we're going to be using that. We'll put this one this side, and we'll put this coal generator this side. Just getting double the amount of power, because we're probably going to be using this one pretty frequently. Let's pop some of that in there, get those charged up. They should start charging these machines. Yep. Now, also as well, we do have upgrades. I don't want to use them just yet, but eventually we have these. I suppose we can test them, find out what the value of them is now. And then we'll know if they're worth using in the future. Or we just dump any that we're not going to use, because they can take up a lot of space. So let me get an empty hand. So this one doesn't increase. It's a dud. It says dud next to it, so let's leave that one there. Ooh, that one takes it to, Jesus, that one is quite an upgrade. That one's not too bad, worth saving. And that's probably a dud as well, so let's go just throw these 2 in the river. Uh-oh. Let me just see if I can work out. So we know that one's not one of them. And is it this one that's also not worth it? Let me just quickly check. That's the 400. That's the 7. There we go. So this is the last one that needs to get thrown. Let's run over here. Boom, gone. Let's go put these downstairs, save them. Might even be worth just sticking them in. It'd be nice to know which is which. We've got unremarkable capacity and modified power holding capacity. So let's pop you in there and you in there. The 7 is the unremarkable, the modified power is the 461. and they will probably eat through this coal, more than likely. Yeah, so everything's on, everything's working. Now with that we can actually create stuff like, for instance, the electrical steel. Let me just have a quick check how it is that we make that. Oh, I hope I spelled it right. Casting? Oh, we can. Oh, there's no alloying of it though, so let's come across to here. Alloy smelter, it's iron, coal dust and silicon. Silicon is from dumping sand in the sag mill. I do have some sand, so let's go chuck some of that in, get that started. We're also going to have to throw some coal through the sag mill as well at some point. Now let me just quickly go get some flint. I believe you can put flint in this device as well. And yeah, let's chuck 26 in, why not? Wrong way. Let's pop that in there. That should aid with getting us silicon. Yeah, we're now getting one per time. That's by putting the flint in there, and that'll wear down each one flint on its own at a time. Quick sip of the coffee there. And then as soon as that's done, we can chuck in some coal. Probably have to chuck in a few more sand though, definitely, so we get a stack. Just want to make a stack of the electrical steel. Also as well, I do want to make the larger sword today. Did I have a... No, I didn't. Let's turn that off then. Let's go grab some gold. Let's make a cast for the large sword in the parts that we're going to need. So we're going to need some of that. We're also going to need gold. What the hell is he doing in here? Just getting the juice. Doesn't matter even if he poisons me then. How did he even get in here? And thank you, now he's dead. He must have fell in through here. Not too sure. I thought that was a cave spider though. No, don't see anything up here. Right, so let's get back down here. Let's get cracking with the job at hand. So yeah, I've got the cobblestone. What we needed then was the gold. I'm going to come down here. Thank you. And we're going to chuck a few of these in here, just so we can start making some casts. And let's take that out of there as well. Right, for this item then, we're going to need to make the stone large sword blade. We're also going to need the... Ooh, let me just check, I might have already made the tough tool rod. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. So we need the tough tool rod, and we also need the large plate. Let's swap those over. And there we go. There's one cast being set. Thank you. Let's place this one on. I think we're probably going to make the handle out of wood though. I'm not too sure. A lot of the parts are probably going to change on these tools, so we can definitely make sure that we get the highest rated tools. Now let's take that out of there. Brilliant. So I believe each one of these takes 8. Yeah, 8 materials. That's 3. Do we do it out of wood? I'm not too sure, but I definitely know the blade itself. I thought I got some ardite. Maybe I was wrong. Let me quickly have a look in the book and know what 2 items I'm going to be doing the sword out of then. So I'm going to do the other handle part out of cobalt, because you get lightweight, which means your tool starts to operate faster. And I'm going to do the blade, which is the strongest metal I've got at the moment for the most damage out of the alumite. You can see here I've got me copper large plate. It sounds like that sag mill's done as well. It has. Let's chuck that in there again, get that crushed. Right, so let's have a look, see what we've got in here. Looks like the alumite will be done first, so let's pop that in there. Let's take that as well. Let's go chuck this down here. Now the handle then itself, I'm going to be doing that. I'm probably going to be changing a few handles as well for this, but I'm going to be doing it out of magical wood. So let's go on tough tool rod. Let's place those in there. Let's grab one of those. I'm probably going to grab a couple of those as well, because I want to change a few tools that I've already crafted. And the reason I want to change this is because you get ecological, which is what you get anyway with a normal wooden shaft, but you also get botanical. Let me just quickly remind myself again what that was. Where's the living wood? There it is. So yeah, you get the botanical as well, which increases the amount of modifier slots, and the effect stacks greatly the more pieces that you use, but we're only going to be using the one piece on all these tools. Now there is a tool I wanted to quickly grab as well. I think that's down here. In fact, I'm certain it's in here. Yeah. Oh, grabbed the wrong thing. Right, so let's chuck that in first and give that a new replacement part. I'm going to put that in as well, simply because I like the colour of this one as well. Does that have any modifiers on it? No. Can I not change it then? Yes, I can. Brilliant. And we've also got the axe here as well. That's fantastic. Right, so the alumite's done. Yeah, let's get that turned into the blade. And then we've also got 1 block and 5 ingots of cobalt, which we're not going to use that much. We're only going to make one piece of the handle, which is 3 parts, I believe. Yep. And this one is taking a lot longer to cool down. Must be because it's such a large blade. It takes 8 ingots, so you're waiting for 8 to cool down rather than 3. And then we can do the cobalt. Let's place that in there. Let's turn that on and get the rest emptied out. And there we go. And we can also chuck that back in there. Right, so if we go to here, now we can place that piece in there and the blade there. I'm going to put the wooden one right at the base. I think it does change the way the blade looks. As you can see there, it's that colour. If I swap it round, the handle then becomes blue. Ooh, I don't actually know which one I prefer now. No, I definitely like that one, because you definitely know the handle's wooden. That actually looks pretty good. I'll probably be keeping this one. So there we go, and these are good for beheading as well. You can see it already comes with beheading too, and that's because it's a cleaver. So we probably will be using this now to try and get those heads to advance just that bit further through Ender.io. Right, so we've got a couple of, well, a stack, nearly a half of electrical steel, and we've got some dark steel. So now we can move on to making the vat. So the vat takes the electrical steel, the 2 fluid tanks, and the machine chassis. And now, where did I put those items? I believe I put them in this one here. Yeah. Let's grab all of those. Right, so what we want to craft then is the vat. Let's get that crafted up. Now we're going to place that over. Which one is it that is generated? This one here. There we go. So this will now start to fill up with energy. Now what we want the vat for is because to power a lot of these Ender components, for instance the inventory panel, it does take nutrient distillation. Now, is it down here? Is this the one? Nutrient distillation, and you just put water in the vat, and then either supply it with sugar, raw beef, mushrooms, anything along those sorts, and you'll get your nutrient distillation. So one thing I quickly want to set up as well, it's not going to be permanent, but we need some, because I'm going to be using a lot of this stuff with it being easy enough to grow. But we actually want to get ourselves a little farm up and running. Let's just place it down here for now as a placeholder. It probably will go down here in a room off to one of these sides. So let's just get so much set up. That should do us for now. That should be more than enough. Let's get this all planted. And that far corner, there we go. And we'll just leave that to get growing. So we've definitely got a nice supply of netherrack. Now, the first netherwort. The first thing we'll chuck in there, then we may as well chuck in the rotten flesh, the raw pork, the raw beef. I think I'll actually keep that. I'll be looking on food. Yeah, we'll actually keep that. Let's put the soul sand back where it belongs as well. Right, so let's head up here. We are going to need water as well for the vat. So let's grab this thing. Now let's place that here, and let's put it on push to the side. There we go. Now if we chuck in those, they should now start to generate us the nutrient distillation. Right, now the next thing on the list then, obviously we're working towards the inventory panel, with it being one of those tasks that we need. We do need to make the remote awareness upgrade, which takes a eye of ender, an electrical steel, some conduit binder and some silicon. Now I've already got some silicon, so we just need to make the conduit binder. So we need some sand, and we also need some gravel. Now, yep, I have got some gravel in here, so let's just take, I don't know, 12 pieces, more than 12, 15 pieces. We could also do with some sand, so let's get this swapped out. We can easily chuck that back in there. Ooh, we actually just chucked in the wrong one. Okay. Oh yeah, now it's filling up with all the others, so let's get the 15 we were after originally. Now hopefully this is going to turn into sand. Yeah, but there we go, we are getting sand off that, because I have run out. We can obviously grab some from where we can find it, but I don't think there's any relatively close by. I can't really see any at the moment. So let me just wait for that. So I'll be back in just a second. I'm just going to wait for a few more items. Right, I've got some items together then. I've been trying to get the heads for the soul binder and the slice and splice, and now I've got one head, which means we could probably do the slice and splice, but I've still not managed to get many others. And I've also made up some solarium, which is just soul sand and gold, in the alloy smelter upstairs. So first things first, let's craft ourselves yet another machine chassis. Then we're going to need a pair of shears and also a wooden axe. That does mean I'm going to need an iron axe, but I'm going to need some sticks. Let's go back on the slicer splice. There we go, and jackpot. There we go, the slice and splice is done. I believe this is one that we mainly need, so I'm glad we've got the stuff to craft this one off. Just checking these then, so this has still got quite a lot of power to spare, so I think we'll pop it up there. Now we do need another set of shears and another axe. For now I am going to craft some, but I'm probably going to make some that are indestructible, same way we've done with this pick, but for the time being this will do. So let's get those round there. We also need some more iron. Let's put all that electrical steel away. We need a pair of shears, a jackpot, We also need to make the binder, which I require clay. So let's make some of the binder conduit. Jackpot. We do. Oh, we have got these, I suppose. So let's fill these up with coal. You know what? Instead of filling them with the normal coal, let's fill them up like so. Brilliant. And now they're all full, let's dump those back in there. And we've only made 24 binder composite, but that's not a problem. You do get 2 every time it cooks, so for every one of these you get 2. We are going to need to craft some more, which means we're going to need some more gravel, but we definitely have plenty of sand now, so that's not going to be an issue. No, gravel please. I want that gravel back, thank you. Can we actually... That's it. Get the cobblestone running through there because we need the gravel. There we go, and that should start processing this gravel a lot faster. And I believe we can also take this and place it in here, and it should refill itself. But what I have done at the moment, I've been using dark steel balls just because I created some dark steel just to get the ball moving a little faster. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, I have changed out all this as well. What I found out is you can actually make some really fabulous looking planks with the living wood, and I must say I do like the colour and the texture that is on this wood. It's absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to be using that. I think it fits this nice dark style theme as well very well. So we're probably going to be changing a lot of the wood out for that, and it kind of works with the beams, even though I'm normally a bit dubious about using the living wood itself. But that is going to work for us by the look of it. It's going to look pretty nice. I'm probably going to swap out a lot of this stone design then for a lot of this. See if we can find some other kind of brick that works in with it. I'm pretty sure this will work relatively close to this stuff. Either andesite, one of the polished ones may work also, but I'll have to just get a few and try. So as you can see, it's a grey tone. It's very similar in texture, but it's got those smoothed off edges, and I'll probably try a different one as well. Maybe not just andesite, see what diorite's like maybe. But I can test that as we go on. Right, so while I was out just as well trying to get heads, I did get myself some mushrooms, which we can also chuck in here. And they should also become the nutrient distillation. Jesus, it's drunk through all that water already. What does it take to make a reservoir? Now, can I find this? Is the question. Reservoir, you know what, we'll search for it. I know it's from Ender.io, but as for finding it, there we go. So it's fused quartz and 1 cauldron. Fused quartz is just quartz in an alloy smelter. So let's go grab a ton of quartz, make ourselves one of these. Quartz please, thank you, that should do us for now. Then we're also going to want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 8, but we only want 7. Get back up here in the rain. Definitely going to want move all this downstairs. Don't be stuck in this weather all the time. Let that quickly process. We're probably going to need some more because we're going to need 8 pieces. I don't think that's going to quite do as much as I hoped. Let's place that in there. Oh, I should have dropped the solarium off as well. Never mind. Let's get this crafted up. Dump you in there. We've got 6. 2 more pieces. Come on. And oh, it does 3 at a time. That's brilliant. So let's make ourselves a reservoir. And the reservoir, I think we'll just pop it, just for now, down here. I'm not going to set that up just yet. Let's get the reservoir in first. No. How it thought about placing there, I don't know. Right, I need a bucket. I think they're in here. Yep. Always know where to keep your stuff. Not all the time. And let's get that reservoir filled up, and that will be an endless supply of water over here. So let's put one in, then put the second one in, and there we go. That's now an endless supply of water. So we can go to this, tell it to pull from underneath, and that should keep this now filled up. And when that's filled up, this will fill up as well. So this is like a backup tank. And this should stay full. This is a nice easy supply of water for us to grab as well. And let me also chuck those in there. And do we have any more gravel? Yep, it's probably all up here. Let's take all of that over here, and we want binder composite. Let's craft up as much of that as we can. Let's go dump it all in the furnaces we have down here. So in you go, in you go. Fill you up, fill you up, fill you up. And is that all we got? Yeah, so let's halve you down. Why not? Right, now let's just check on the quests. We do have one for the solarium. Let's detect that because we've got that on us, and that gets us 4 soul vials, which will come in handy. Powered spawner, we'll get round to that eventually. We know what that one is. That's the mob fans. Now, is there one for the binder? I believe there was. But which one was it? It's not that one. That's the crescent hammer. Definitely not that one. None of those. Where was it? I knew there was one somewhere. There it is. That's the one. So we can then claim this. Detect. Wait there. Do I not have 64 on me? No, I have 48. I can't count. There we go. Now we have the right amount. Detect. Claim. We get a double A capacitors, and we also get a capacitor bank for that, which is going to be good because that's going to be a way for us to store some of this power we're generating up top. But obviously I'll move all this around downstairs somewhere. For now though, I think we will actually place it down because it can then start to fill up with power anyway. And we can always pick it up and the power will stay inside also. So yeah, it's getting 10 RF per tick, but that will fill up over time. Its max is 1 million RF, so once that's full we'll have 1 million RF just sat there anyway. As if I've been using that. Never mind, let's plonk those in there. Right, so the next thing that we're going to need, not for the soul binder, let's go back to Ender IO for the inventory panel. So now we're going to require these pulsating crystals. They're pretty easy, it's just a diamond surrounded by pulsating iron nuggets. And I've already got those made, just need to make the crystals. And what else do we have on there? We've got this sentient ender, which means I need to make ender resonator, which means I need enderman heads. And I'm also going to need the soul of an enderman, another fluid tank, and then the remote awareness upgrade, which we can actually make now. Let me just go get some of the items we need. So we're going to need electrical steel. Take one of those and one of those. Brilliant. That's just what we need. Can I not? No, I thought you could rotate the mouse wheel and get it up in there straight away. Anything else? Or is that it? It's the silicon. And I've just put in iron, not even electrical steel. That was a good start. So, actually we only needed 3 of them. We needed 1 of them and 3 silicon. Never mind, got it all now. No. Try again. We only need 1 of those. Dark steel. What was the other item that we needed? We know we can't get that just yet. We do need this fluid tank. I have got bars on me. I need one piece of regular glass. And let's make the tank. Oh, now I need iron, which I don't have on me anymore. Let's place all this back. We don't need that. Brilliant. So we've got the tank. We've got everything we need basically to complete that task. Let me chuck those in here. We don't need that silicon now. The selenium, that can go in the other one. Sol vials, they can go up there for now. Let's put everything away. So yeah, we've got a lot done today's episode. We've gone through a few of the quests. We're slowly getting there to getting this one fully completed. There's only 4 more quests, and this one we can't get around to just yet. This one we should have done in the next episode. I'm also probably in between episode. I know I said I was going to do this dungeon, but that dungeon ended. I've been through there to get some ingredients and found that that dungeon was pretty small. So I will be in there to try and get the essence drop of evil from one of the wither skeletons, so we can create a mob farm, because I believe that's the next step we need to make to advance through this mob pack. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, feel free to leave a like, and if you'd like to see more from me, then always feel free to subscribe. Thank you.